Rush. Oh, I'm aging at a rapid rate. I looked in the mirror today. Like, I really looked in the mirror today at all the new lines, at all the new stuff going on in my face. And age don't care. Time don't care. It don't care what you look like. It don't care if you care what you look like. At least I'm not one of those people that's like, oh my god, I got a new line. Quick, I gotta get someplace and have some freaking weird shit injected in my face. And then they do it and they're like, oh, I feel better now. At least I'm not there. I earned every single freaking white hair I'm getting. Every white hair I'm getting. I earned every line on every line from every scowl, every line from every smile. It was kind of funny. I just noticed not too long ago that I don't know, people age so different. Like, I saw a lady, she wasn't like, I mean, this was years ago. I worked at Creighton and I hadn't seen her in a while, and I think she was a smoker too. And smokers just pronounce a lot of lines in your face. That's one of the reasons why I quit. It's because I didn't want to look like arse face with all the lines that you get around. And that's a little bit better, a little softer. But what I noticed is, like, with all the lines, there's none right here on the corners of my cheeks. Like, there's no, it's all smooth, right? There's lines all over my face from, yeah, I call them, it's all character, man. I'm a character, that's for sure. I'm better in real life, but I'm kind of out in Nowheresville, so this is the best way that I can communicate and stay in touch with people on the outside world. I used to be a part of the outside world. I worked real hard for a real long time to integrate myself into society. I did a pretty good job, and then I decided I hated it. And then it became evident to me that I needed to be a stay-at-home daughter and hang out with mom. Mom's a vegetarian. This is the third time I'm saying we've had 2 experiences like this before, so now it's a done deal. Now I got to take action. I can't say anything about it. So it's all about accountability for me here. So mom can't eat no more. I made a nice little prime rib roast, bone in, just let it cook all day. It was just nice asparagus with Parmesan cheese and roasted and mashed potatoes. And she's just too sensitive. She's had too many surgeries and stuff like that, and it's just, I mean, she likes it. I'm like, okay, chew it up real good, and she does, and oh yeah, this is great. No, and she didn't get as bound up as she did this next time. And this is for guidance for people, I don't know, that find themselves taking care of a parent. And I happen to know a lot about the human body, about the systems. I know a lot about a lot of systems, maintenance systems, electrical systems, all kinds of systems. I know, I'm into systems. So the human system is not really much different than a car, really. And you just got to maintain it and stuff. And she got a little bound up. She got some bad gas. Got a little bound up. So last time this happened, I remembered a TV show someplace that I watched. I can't remember what the TV show is now, but somebody had a poop stool. A stool that they had to, and they couldn't have a bowel movement unless they had this stool. And so I think there was like a separation or something, and then they had to like okay, but I'm keeping the stool type thing. It's funny. I think of it as a stool. The the stool to the second power. So, it helps though if you get a person. It even help with the small child too. It doesn't matter. It's the position of the body is that, and she doesn't have a lot of stomach muscles because they were cut into so many times from all the surgeries that she's had, and then they took out like 6 inches of her intestines. So she's coming from a place of deficit there. So I figured that I could take the place of the stool. And what I do is I sit in front of her. It's not gonna be too graphic. And then I let her put her feet on my hands and push down on my feet as I push up. Did it help, Ma? Yes. It did help a lot, huh? Yeah. Mom was so uncomfortable tonight. She was doing laps. She was doing laps back and forth just to get those stomach muscles going. You know, I encourage her to do it more throughout the day, but it is what it is. So today she was doing laps in the trail because it's rainy outside. Otherwise, I just put her t-shirt on or her sweater, one of her sweaters on, and then just take her do laps in the front yard. But it was all wet and soggy and bleh. So so that helped. That helped. Yeah, that helped a lot. It helped significant amount. We did that like she was once it started, she was so yeah, no more meat. So, and it's probably going to carry over for me too. I don't eat a lot of meat. I just like a really good steak every now and again. And it's not even like me sitting here and enjoying the steak. It is more actually about, cuz I'm real good on self-awareness, and I figured a lot of stuff out about myself. It's more about the times I've had a steak before and I felt really good, and the camaraderie I felt at it, like a steakhouse. You know, you get like, you know, and you're out there, you're having with your friends, and the clinks of the dishes and the hustle and the bustle, and the vibe is high. It's all of that encompassing. So when I eat a steak, yeah, I enjoy the steak, but I'm also, my vibration is absorbing, is craving camaraderie. And so I found that if I appease my cravings in healthy ways from time to time, you know, it's like that song that you can't get out of your head. You hear it, it's just over and over and over until you listen to it. Some people say that if you hear the song that's stuck in your head, that it'll help exit it. Psh, who knows? Anyway, I'm kind of going through kind of a funk. And it's not even for any kind of you know, I was thinking about this tonight, a little while ago, is that nighttime, a kid at the store the other day was telling me that when he wakes up, he's like, I don't know, in his teens. You know, he's a bagger kid, gets the cart, stuff like that. He's a young kid. That when he wakes up in the middle of the night, that he gets a lot of anxiety. And I said, I do too. I said, I believe it's because when you wake up in the middle of the night, you wake up and all these things happen. A lot of good stuff happens in the dark at night. A lot of good stuff. You know, babies are stuff like that, you know, love is, you know, stars are seen, a lot of good seeds are sown, a lot of good stuff. A lot of terrible things happen. And a lot of times when people disassociate, aspects of them go out. Dude, parts of people get lost in electrical systems, you know. So like you wake up and you get like a freaking night, you know, you think about somebody getting freaking plumaged or something, you know, and then later you read that that's exactly what happened like a few short miles away. Our electrical system is information, it's data, it's all information highway, everything is. Everything is. You know, what I receive from people, maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. Doesn't really matter how I perceive people. Doesn't really matter how people perceive me. What I am coming to find in life, it's how comfortable we help make other people. The things that we do to help make other people comfortable. I think about that a lot, is what would the world be if everybody just was here designed to help make everybody comfortable. Like, what if we did just let everybody do what they wanted to do? See, the bureaucrats, the control freaks at the top, they don't want everybody to do what they want like them. They don't want people to be like them. Because they want to be exceptional. They want to be set apart. They put the hierarchy in their mind, and this is how, and they are higher than other people, and it's just not so. It's not. Well, so these are the ones, these people that pay themselves $170,000 a year, and they'll get paid that as long as they live, and they keep putting their bad ideas out there and stuff like that. It's really hard to watch. And they play these games and they pay themselves all this money, and then they say, no, you people, you veterans, you're not worth it. Except because, and they tell us that by being so inaccessible, I saw somebody somewhere, they were talking trash about welfare. And I grew up on welfare. I didn't get off welfare until I was 18 years old. And I had my first jobs when I was 15 and everything, and Mom had to declare it and all this stuff, and I had to pay rent. I found the lease to where we live. Freaking rent was $210. And I had to pay Mom $100 out of my paycheck so I would learn what it's really like in the real world. Yeah. And I thought that was funny because we were on welfare, so she's not even really paying rent. You know what I mean? Well, whatever. This is everything that's ever happened in my life. I'm not complaining about it. I'm not bitching about it. I'm not griping about it. I'm just telling stories about it. In case somebody out there wants to relate in some capacity to anything I ever say. I'm just trying to make connections with people. That's all I'm ever trying to do. Positive connections, and it doesn't always happen. So, I don't really like that song. Things have changed a lot since I've been on this planet for the very short 48 years that I've been on this planet. They've changed a lot in the last 20 years. I can't believe how incapable people are of doing things. I mean, I see people they got there on their tiny tube. All these people are living in vans. They're living in vans. They're living their best life, living in vans. That's not for everybody. Not everybody wants to live like that. And I guarantee these people, it's like people dabble. Their spirits want to sample life. People want to try things. The only thing is the people aren't so resilient these days, and now they just try something. So we get to watch people try this, and then we get to watch people try that and try this. I just like telling stories about stuff I try. I haven't really taken my show on the road or anything like that. So, all these people, and they're fighting, and during the winter, and all these people with their solar panels and living off grid. Okay, how are you charging? How are you charging when there's no sun? How are you charging? It's just people are just not prepared. I think if the weather hit, I'm not even as prepared as I could be. I'm not. That's the thing, is I'm never going to be. I used to do that. I used to plan for my life so deliberately that whatever scenario would happen, I'd be ready for it. But it doesn't matter. Nobody's ever going to be 100% prepared for nothing because that's just how life is. I got a generator. I don't have gas or a gas tank. I looked at them the other day. I stood in front of them. I was like, yeah, I need to get one of those. Sure do. Need to fill it up with gas. Just so I have it in case the power goes out. It's a big generator. It's a good generator. And it only costs, it was like $1,200. But it was like $9.99 with tax and all that stuff, So I'm kind of prepared, but I'm not all the way prepared. That's kind of how I've just kind of stumbled through life. Because even when I prepared the most, that's why I always thought it was so funny when people planned so much for their weddings. They got so crazy. There was the summer of weddings when I lived in Omaha, man. People I knew, the circles I ran around in, 7 freaking weddings, man. 7 weddings that year. That was freaking crazy. I think there's two still married from that batch. But 7 freaking weddings. That was crazy. Anyway, I don't remember what I was talking about. That was just a lot. I don't know. The world is changing so much. I was happy to see though that like people, because I think alcohol is just, it's a portal to hell. It is. And people become reliant, dependent on it, and it really ruins a lot of people's lives. And I love it. I love oblivion. Because I love it, I do not drink at all. Because I love Mom more. And I wouldn't take care of Mom if I drank alcohol. Because alcohol gives me permission to let my ego run the show and fuck my spirit. Spirit be damned. You know, spirit is my connection, my to source that says, don't do that, Marge. Don't be a jerk. Don't be. It's that discipline in me. And I don't always have it. There's plenty of people all over the world that have seen my been a part of my lack of discipline. But I just talk trash is all. I just make people remember me for the rest of their life is all. In some capacity. So whether they want to or not. And I assure you there's a lot of people out there that do not. Although I did just get unblocked by somebody that I never thought Nora unblocked me. I never thought I'd get unblocked. Not in my whole life. But we just leave stuff in the past. So I will not be reaching out to Nora. It was sad to see that I was surprised to see that Nog passed on before Obi. I think that's what freaking universe does for us, though. It was like somebody saying, okay, I'm going to rip this Band-Aid off at a count of 3, and then on 2 they rip it off. I kind of equate it like that, because I know that was... Nog is a good dog, man. That dog's a good dog. So Obi's on in heaven with Arthur Boo, and you know the sands of time just keep slipping by, you know. And sometimes I feel my ambitions get carried away, and I feel like I should be doing more, so I should be a part of more. Like there was an event today I could have gone to. It was for veterans, and then there's a guy that comes and tells us about all the offices that get paid instead of me getting the benefits that I need. It was like a veteran resource officer. It's just, that's all it is. It's all a pony show, man. It's all... See, that's the thing is like, we're about to see what's going to happen in society when people can't rely on like bullshit nonsense freaking system, when they can't milk that freaking cow for free, like when they can't, you know, when they're gonna figure out, oh god, the whole world's gonna figure out I don't have any talents or skills. I do. I got plenty. I'm a mechanic, I'm a IT professional, I'm a freaking badass freaking baker, and I make rad can of freaking medicine. Dude, it freaking just got engaged to his wife. I said I was excited because I gave him, and he was proposing that night, Christmas Eve, and so I was like, so he got a couple, and he was, he said, man, thanks for those. Said he liked him. He's like, yeah. Yeah, people love my stuff, you know, they love, and it makes me feel good to make people feel good, because you know why? If I give freaking somebody that's like trying to come off of drugs or something like that, one of my cookies, something like that, right? It makes their body not hurt. That's what it does for me. It makes my body not hurt. It makes my energy field, my electrical system not feel like it's charged in to a car battery all the time. just going, just because that's what happens when you get scared too many times in life. You just always go around freaking, okay, I'm cool, but you know, you never know, something could happen, you know. So just you know, everybody's all sympathetic and empath. Everybody's an empath. No, people are not empathic. If people were freaking more empathic on this planet, I saw today a story about how somebody was like wanting to do the Starbucks thing, like, okay, you want to pay for the guy behind you? It's $21. And the guy's like, nah, I'm good. So, you know, the good deed, they're becoming fewer and far between. I love it. I think it's fun. I just I just think it's, I get and I used to be the person that just would put all my money in the bank and just watch my balance go up and think about all the stuff I could do and all the places I could go if I wanted to. And I'd still, you know, like, I'd still help people on the street every now and again. And it's not like it was. It's not my desire to, because I have been through so many more hardships and have seen so many more just nonsense stuff, you know? Like, I read an article, this kid, 30 years old, ended up homeless because his dad just up and died unexpectedly in his 50s. Just, you know, everybody, all these people, I'm not planning on dying. I don't know what would happen to Mom if I did. Guess I better just not, huh, Mom? That's just a way to go. Are you getting tired, Ma? Yes. Are you feeling better? Yeah. You feel better? Oh, I gave her a little piece of cookie because I thought it would help loosen up her stomach. And so I think she's feeling. She don't do stuff like that, but she was. Are you feeling less crampy? Yeah. Yeah. Are you blissed out? No. Ma, you don't get blissed out? No. She likes to keep an even keel. You're a pretty neat lady, Ma. She stopped me today and she said it was this is the stuff that just lasts forever in my mind, that I hope for always will be there, is when she stops and she looks and she's just like, I just want to thank you for all the help that you give me. And I just, you know it, Ma, you know it. And I think about all the people that miss out on stuff like that, you know. Is it because they look at their parents as people and don't see them as people? Is that what it is? I think people should just take care of people more. I don't think that whatever, because there's a lot of people out there that are real. I'm good at taking care of people. I could run a place that took care of people. And if people want to talk recovery, let's talk recovery. I'm starting to hear more and more inklings of that. You know, you got to get to, see, that's the thing, it's like, how do you get to the kids and, you know, try to get the kids to not do drugs and try alcohol and stuff like that. I mean, we used to have assemblies all the time. We used to have football players that would come in. And we used to have, like, this one guy, he would bend railroad rods. He was like an arm wrestling champion. And I actually met him later in life after he told his story in high school. When I was in high school, and then I saw he was a friend of a girl I went to high school with later. Her dad was a judge, and they were friends, and he was over one night for supper, and so I met him again. And then another time I worked at Chevy's, and he stopped me. He stopped me, and he said, "You are a very hard worker. I've been watching you, and you work very hard." And I said, "Well, thank you. I think I put some crank in my iced coffee." It was the compliment. It was nice just the same. I hated the drip. I don't like the go. I mean, I drank some on a Friday, Saturday night. It would actually just kind of chill me out, and then I could just I'm very systematic. My way of thinking. I used to do this thing with the red cups. I would stack like 20 red cups, and I would stand there, and I would drop them and do this throw thing into the slots. And I just boom, 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 like, it was, people would just like watch me. When we get, I had a lot of shortcuts, high life hacks, stuff like that. I was good at what I did. I've always, so that's the thing, is like, if people are gonna make, if I have to do stuff, if I'm gonna be in a position and do things, I'm gonna do the best that I can at it. There's just a lot of stuff I'm not really good at, honestly. I'm not good at being, like, I'm not good at coddling people. I'm not good at, like, oh, there, now. No, it's, okay, what's your problem? Let's get to a solution so then you don't have to whine and snivel no more. That's militant Marge. Not so Sarge Marge. So, and I don't have the greatest kid gloves. I'm not the most gingerly soft-handed, so to speak. I'm not the, I'm kind of abrasive. I have a lot of masculine energy in me. I used to think that I was like, I used to look for scars to see if like I was born a boy and like they had it removed and stuff like that. Because I used to think that I was a boy, or I wanted to be a boy. I used to think that, and then, what I think now, in retrospect? I think all of that stuff, all of that desire of, it's all the grass is always greener syndrome. I wasn't content in my soul sack, in my human vessel, so I just wanted to be all the things that I wasn't. How much surgery would that save people? Huh? For free, right here, right now. December 28th. Boom, there. Little nuggets. Just for ya. Oh, Moons and Pisces, I hadn't liked it the last 2 days. I've been very emotional. I've been crying and I've been hating it. And I'm just, everything's fine for today. And that's what I keep telling myself. Everything's fine for now. But I'm just like, oh, the dogs are getting old and they're going to die one day. And then one day mom's going to be gone and I'm going to be blah, 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 blah. It's just like, Marge, be where your hands are. Get up and go clean something. You still feel so bad about your impending doom in life. You could always go clean something. Don't stay in that freaking stagnant minded. See, that's the thing. Yeah, but I'm so, it's so funny. I'm such a quandary. I'm so quirky. Because I will enable, I will enable people, I guess. Like, oh, you've worked hard. Let's, this is back when I was drinking a lot more too, though. Let's just no, I guess I still do. I just want to help people, but I'm not willing to help people as much that aren't willing to help themselves, It's like, what are you doing to put yourself in better standing? And people I got to do something. Part of me doing these talks is to set me up for, hopefully, this is how my nieces will get to know me when she gets older, and we can play catch up, or she can play catch up with me, with my stories here. Because she lives in California and she's 7, and I don't know if she really likes talking on the phone very much. She's not really into that. She just likes hanging out with her bestie and doing taekwondo and kid stuff, They don't want to hang out with their aunt or talk to their aunt that lives states away. That dad seems to be mad at from time to time. Oh, Ma. We got pictures, super cute pictures, so I guess he's feeling better. I haven't checked in with him today. I did tell him to tell his wife to get some pineapple juice, and I never saw that chick that I told that same tidbit to at the pharmacy. See, nature gives us everything we need to heal ourselves. It does. But we put our bodies through so much rigmarole, so much nonsense, so much extra. Human beings don't need to eat near what they eat, what we consume. The amount of food that people consume is just ridiculous. I think that people are going to find that out here before too long. is that oh God, I only really need to eat like once, maybe twice a day. It's that programming. I remember that on Poor People Food we used to had the food pyramid, and it had like these are the recommended amount of servings, and I was like, dang, I could never eat that much food that they're saying that I need to. Someone's always telling me what I need to do. Then I got to a point at some point that just do what's right for your body, do what's right for me, do what's right, eat what I want when I want. Everything is within moderation. It's the people the extremists that are freaking ruining everything. It's the people that are so extreme that they can't not stop themselves. Are you warm enough, Ma?
Yes.
You want me to turn on, see about kicking on the heater?
I'm fine.
Okay. All right. How's your belly?
Okay.
Is it better?
Yeah.
We're on the other side of that one?
Yeah.
Okay. She's just such a sweet, dear little old lady, She's got her little old lady sweater on. She's got her little old lady, And it teaches me, it helps me practice stay soft, because I never had kids. I never wanted kids. And for one purpose, for one reason, I know how much joy they bring. But see, that one time that they're 16 or 15 or 12 or 8 or 4 or whatever, and they don't get their way, and they look at me and they say, I hate you. And they mean it. It's for that right there. Because I think that my heart would crumble. So I just didn't want to put myself through it. Because, yeah. I've hated both of my parents a lot in my life. It's taken a lot to overcome past hurts and feelings and emotions, and to just, acknowledge and to recognize that they are not the same people. They are not the same people, and they were ill-equipped. They were very, very ill-equipped. So I don't really know what the circumstances are. Maybe I'll ask one day. I won't get it from Mom. Maybe I'll get it from Dad, but we'll see. Who knows? Every time these planets line up, frickin' truth bombs seem to fall out of the sky. And I'm just like, I'm just like, they happen, and something will sound familiar to my placements, and I'm like, oh gosh, how's this is going to play out in my life? And in the last few years, it's played out with, anything from dead kittens to my sister dying to just, people on my feed going through life too. Just hardships. Oh, the woeful soulfuls. So, anyway. I think a lot of people want to learn. I think they want to learn how to take care of themselves. I think, see, that's the thing. Is there's so many people that are scared. I used to be such a scared little girl because I was all, we're going to be homeless. We're going to be this. We're going to be that. We're going to be taken away from Mom. Or all these things that happen. And a lot of them did happen. And we survived it anyway. And that's kind of what I learned is man, all this stuff I thought, okay, it would be really shitty if this happened, then it happened. And okay, we move on. We go on, and a lot of times, people just aren't built to handle their emotions, and because where are they going to learn? Where are they going to learn to talk about their feelings? I know the kids that are in their 20s and stuff now. I know, because their generation is their parents are my generation, And my generation, sat around and watched Beavis and Butthead. So, the evolution hasn't really evolved much past that. So, if people want to learn, I'm willing. There's teen centers around here. I just saw, that I'd be glad to go down and show these kids how to take care of their freaking cars, how to check their oil, how to make sure that their car has enough oil, and where to put the oil, and do things like that. Because here, there's freaking dead cars all over the place because people freaking blow their engines because of stupid shit like that. They're just not doing preventive. I mean, there's all these car. It's just ridiculous. It's just there's just a lot of people that don't know how to do stuff in New Mexico. And it's like generations of people just doing what they're told. Huh? We need to adjust this a little bit, modify this a little bit. So, anyway, they're doing this teen center, and I'd be glad to volunteer. Take an hour of or even show people how to use a freaking fire extinguisher. There's so many people that don't even. I mean, there's just all these common things that people just don't even know how to do. They just don't. I remember I dated this girl briefly, and she had a 7-year-old son. Was he 7 or 8 or something like that? And she just did everything for him. And I was asking her about it. I said, does he give himself a bath? Does he's 8 or something like that. I said, does he give himself a bath? Does he go in, turn on the water, feel the temperature, decide if it's too hot, cool it down with the cool knob? Does he go get his clothes? See, I always got in trouble because I always forgot my clothes to change in, so I have to go run through the house on my tippy toes. Because I'd have to deal with the consequences of my actions, and I should have planned ahead better. So, and how many people just can't. They just don't. This one kid, he was my neighbor when I lived over yonder, and now he lives up the way, and kids are just because a lot of these people, their parents were just drunk. All the kids that they're 18, 19, 20, for all these years that their parents were just junkies and drunks and stuff like that. And you got all these kids, and they don't know how to do much. And the accessibility is really hard, so I can imagine. But heck, at least she's got a food stamp card. Yeah. I don't have one of those. I have one, but it says inactive. I'm just this place is weird, man. They want me to come down and talk to them, and they don't really want me to go down and talk to them. So I just don't. Mom and I eat enough for one person anyway, I could live off really, if it came down to it, I could live off freaking rice and beans and freaking oatmeal. And Mom likes just plain stuff too. We could eat the same thing over and over. That's all right. I could go into that mindset that food is just sustenance, I just equate food a lot of times with the social part of it. I always have. Go out and have a good meal with your friends, man. There's nothing like it. All of me. And I bet a lot of the restaurants I went to in Omaha and stuff like that, I bet a lot of them are closed. And see, I'm good with kids too, of pretty much all ages. Hey, Kat. You had to teach a teenager how to sweep? Yeah. They just don't know how to do life skills. Because, I don't know. I guess. I don't know. I always thought it was a parent's role is to make their role obsolete. To, teach them everything that they need to know so they can navigate through life because the parent wasn't always going to be around. But then it seemed when people my age started having kids, everybody wanted to be their kid's buddy. Everybody wanted to be their kid's pal. If we're gonna be if we're friends and I give them whatever they want, their love will be. It's just weird. I don't know what that's about really. So weird stuff in the news. Weird things. There's so many pets around here that are just, oh, they need to treat animals better. They need to treat people better. People just need. See, that's the thing. Is like, why can't I just get one of these empty buildings here in the local community, right? I would build a huge enclosure because you have to, because all the animals around here, they're coyote food or pack of dog food if you leave them out at night. It's just, it's traumatic. There was a guy that was, I heard him, dude, this guy, I could hear, I could feel like his disassociation, like, freaking, he lost his dog. And he was just calling and calling and yelling and calling and calling and calling. And I was out taking dog, and I had to cover both ears because my heart was just being wrenched. Because this guy was just freaking, I don't even know whatever happened with that. It was, you okay, girl? You something to drink? You so pretty? It was awful. But people are, they don't, and I could get like a little place to just like a little one bedroom place, something like that. Build this huge and just have an animal sanctuary. Take it over to Marge. And then people could adopt and stuff like that. And why is that not allowed? Because somebody from Texas wants $800,000 for the little one bedroom freaking bullshit. It's stupid. It's stupid how much money people want for lame shit. Or for just shit that, they don't need, they don't care about. But because somebody else desires it, then let's jack up the price. This planet is, we're coming to our collective wave of bullshit. We are. So, just hang in there. I've been running my mouth long enough. Huh, Luna girl? You so pretty? Want some water? Oh, she said you're so sweet and silly. And get that out of me, please. You want some water? Oh, but she's drinking it. What's your little whistle? What's your little whistle? I knew that's what you wanted. Right up my alley. We just laid around all day. Well, no, a couple hours. Not all day. I didn't lay around all. Yeah, no, I laid around all. I did not feel like doing anything today. It's all rainy and crap. What am I gonna go drive in the rain to go shop in the rain to do stuff that I could do the next day when it's not raining? Mom's nodding out. So, anyway, I keep looking for opportunities to I'll teach whatever knowledge I got. If somebody wants to know it, I'll teach them. That's what this doing my talks is all about, is learning from my life experience. Somebody's got to. I suppose that's enough, but it seems like it's worth sharing a lot of times. Anyway.